4-drawer cabinet fitting instructions. Before we begin, here are some things to keep in mind. There is an attached list of components on the back page of the instructions. Always work on a soft flat surface to prevent damage or scratches to your new product. Do not over tighten cams, screws or bolts unnecessarily. Some items might vary from the illustrations. Tools that you'll need is a star screwdriver and a mallet. Remember the following. Cams have an opening at the bottom that should be facing the edge of the panel. Press it into the hole to fit. See step 1. The dowels are only inserted into the holes, and steel pins needs to be screwed into the wood with a screwdriver. Let's begin. We are going to open the box. Inside you will find the fitting instructions, and to the side, one big bag filled with parts and a small bag of spare parts, and a grand total of 27 panels. You need to get to the bigger panels at the bottom first. Let's unpack everything to the side of the box. Set the 3 panels at the very top separate from the stacks. You will need them early on, and unpack the remaining stacks to the opposite side of the box. Push the 3 remaining big panels to the edge of the box. Get the first panel that is on this stack and place it in front of you, ensuring all the holes are facing upwards. On this panel, you will insert 2 cams, 2 dowels and screw in 3 steel pins. Then, turn the panel upright and insert 2 plastic feet. Do not move this panel, you are not done with it yet. Get 2 bags of rails. Open the bags and remove the 4 rails from these 2 bags, for we will be taking the rails apart. Pull the rail to its most open position till a plastic release clip is exposed. Lift the release clip as far as possible and pull the rail completely apart. Repeat this for all 4 rails. Put the inner rail, the thin part, apart from the outer rail, the thicker part, which we'll be placing on the panel. You can look at step 2 and 3 in the installation instructions to get a clear understanding of how the rails work. On the panel that's still in front of you, you will see some small pilot holes. You will be placing the outer rails over these holes, ensuring the flat front of the outer rail is right up to the edge of the panel and the pilot holes line up. You will be using 2 screws to secure each outer rail to the panel. You will also have to move the inner rail a bit to access the pilot holes hidden underneath. The video will be sped up, so feel free to pause till you are done with all the rails. Move this panel aside when you are finished. The next big panel will also take 2 cams, 4 dowels and screw in 3 steel pins. Then turn the panel upright and insert the 2 plastic feet. Again, remove the remaining rails from their bags and taking them apart as we did for the previous panel. Setting aside the outer rails on the panel from the inner rails to the side. The video will be sped up again. You may pause the video here till you are done with the current panel and you set it aside. Ensure that all the inner rails are set aside. We will be using them once we get to the drawers. There were 3 panels at the top of the box when you were unpacking that was set aside separately. You will be doing those ones next. One of these panels will take 3 cams. Another panel will only take 2 cams. And the other panel will take 2 cams, and you will need to screw in 1 steel pin into that panel. Get the panel with a 1 steel pin and the other panel with the 3 cams. Connect these 2 panels and lock only the cam in the middle. Note that the small assembly can pivot and turn, so hold it firmly while connecting. Next, get one of the panels with the outer rails on them and place it in front of you. Lower the 2 panels we just connected onto the big panel and lock the 2 cams closest to the big panel. Get the other small panel you did with the 2 cams and also lower it onto the big panel and lock the cam that is closest to the big panel. See step 7 for reference. Turn this assembly onto its side and move the other big panel into place and lock the 3 cams that is closest to this panel. Move this assembly aside to make space for the next and last big panel. The last big panel is the top panel. You will insert 4 dowels and screw in 3 steel pins into this panel. Move the big assembly back in front of you and slightly lift the assembly to move the top panel onto the assembly's top, ensuring the groove cut is facing the same direction as the edges that does not have edging. Then lock the 4 cams on the side panels closest to the top panel. Flip the cabinet onto its front so that the groove on the top panel is facing upwards if it's not yet facing upwards. Get the 2 thin panels that are connected with tape. Unfold the panel and place them on the back of the cabinet, ensuring the tape is facing upwards. By using the provided nails, secure the back panel to the cabinet by hammering them into the edge of the panel. You can use as much nails as you like. Just ensure to use nails on both the edges and the bottom. See step 12 for reference. Pick the panel up and move it to the side, for we'll be inserting the drawers when we are done. Let's get started with the drawers. First off, get the stack of the biggest panels. These are the drawer fronts. You will do 1 panel at a time and set them apart as you complete each. Keep the stack types together. These panels will take 2 dowels and you need to screw in 2 steel pins into each panel. The video will be sped up again. You may pause the video here until you are done with the current stack. The next stack you will do is the stack with the smallest panels. These panels will take 1 cam, 1 dowel and 1 steel pin each. Set the panels aside as you complete them and keep them together. You will be repeating this for the other stack of small panels. The video will be sped up again until all the small panels are done. Feel free to pause here. The last stack of panels will only take 2 cams each. Insert the cams and keep these panels close, for they will be used first. The video will be sped up again until done. Place a panel with two cams in front of you and get one of the smaller panels. Align the groove cuts with each other, ensuring they face the same direction, and lock the cams closest to the side. Get another smaller panel from the other stack and also move it into place and lock the cams closest to the side, ensuring that the groove cut is facing the same direction as the inside. Get one of the thin panels next and lower it into the groove cut all the way to the bottom panel, ensuring the white is facing towards the cams. Get one draw front panel and lower it onto the small assembly. Make sure that the thin panel goes into the groove cut before locking the cams on the side panels. Gather one handle and remove it from its packaging. Using the two provided handle screws, place them through the hole in the draw front from the back and align the handle from the front and locking the screws into the handle to fix the handle in place. Repeat this for both sides of the handle. Turn the drawer onto its side and get one of the inner rails that was set apart previously. Ensure the bended lip is right up against the drawer front. Refer back to step 2 if unsure. Using two screws and the provided pilot holes, fix the inner rail in place. Turn the drawer to its opposite side and repeat, using two screws and the pilot holes to fix another inner rail on the opposite side in place. Getting back to the big cabinet, extend all the middle rails in the cabinet. Pick up the completed drawer and line up the inner rails on the drawer sides with the extended middle rails in the cabinet and simply push the drawer into the cabinet till you hear a clicking sound. This means the rail is secure and the drawer is in place. Some force may be needed to push the drawer into the cabinet all the way, but ensure the rails are lined up perfectly. You will be repeating all of these steps 3 more times to complete the 3 remaining drawers. After each drawer is complete, line up the rails and push the drawer into the cabinet. The video will be sped up again. Should you have a different product than the 4-drawer cabinet, head to our channel to find the product you have purchased. Thank you for watching.